study the biography of literature. Why? What is the role of biographies in literature? So, in our study of the personal life in literature, we shall, of course, be greatly helped by the judicious use of good biography. So, our interest in the writing of any great authors being once aroused, the desire will inevitably be stimulated by to learn something of the man himself as a man beyond that which work reveals to us. So our desire to know the man behind our work is inevitably be stimulated certain times. We shall be curious to see him in the social surroundings in which he lives and in his daily conveys with his fellows to know the chief fact of his outer history, his ambitions, his struggles, his ambitions, his struggles, successes, failures, and the connection of his book with these. The way in which and the conditions under which such books were written, his intellectual habits and method of the work. So it's our desire, our curiosity that arises when we study a writer. We want to know much more about him, how he lived, how his convey his thoughts to his outer history, his ambitions, his struggles, successes, and failures, and how this connection of books in which way the condition of the book and how this method of writing has developed and how his intellectual habit and method of work is there. So curiosity on such and a similar point is entirely natural and legitimate, and we need not scruple to get gratified. So it is very legal and it is very natural to be curious about knowing the fact and about knowing the writer and his personal life. So it is very natural that when we read the book, we want to know much more about the writer and his personal life. So we may well be grateful, therefore, in such massive and detailed narrative as we possess for intents of the lives of Milton, Johnson, Goethe, Scott, Tennyson, apart altogether from the interest simply as human documents. So we feel a personal connection with our writers. Like if we study Milton Paradise Lost, we feel like Milton, what is the role of Milton in at the time of writing, what was the circumstances of Milton when he was writing the Paradise Lost. So we find a personal connection with our writers like Milton, Johnson, Goethe, Scott. They all we feel like family with them. Apart together, which is really a different matter. Their direct literary value is inestimable, since we rightly feel that we can understand and enjoy the works of these men so much the better for the information they afford. So what we rightly feel and understand and enjoy the work of these men so much the better for the information they afford. And good every good piece of biographical writing, small or great, we shall be similarly thankful and for the same reason. So what we do, we often be grateful to them that how artistically they have produced their written material, and now we become curious about their personal life, that what were the circumstances at the time when they have written this sublime piece of art. So this is our personal curiosity, and it is completely okay, it is completely legal and natural to understand to and to wanting to know much about their personal life. So after and for every good piece of biographical writing, small or great, we shall be similarly thankful and for the same reason. Side by side on our shelf with the books of any author we really care for, a place should be thus certainly be made for some well chosen account of his life. So Hudson says that with their sublime piece of work, with their work of art, or with their books of literature, we should must have some place in our shelf for their account of life, for their biographies, for their account of life. So we should understand and that how much the biography and the personal account of personal account of life in literature, we shall be we shall be use of good we shall have with the use of good biography. So so it, it is necessary to lay stress upon the two folds qualification which I have suggested, Miss Hudson. It is good biography which alone can be service to us, and there must be what used judicially and kept in its properly place or proper place. There is a great deal today which passes under the name of literary biography, which yields little more trivial gossips about those details of the private life of famous men with which the public has really no concern, and which the student is not at least helped by knowing, like Petrarch's house in Arqua, Tasso's supposed prison in Ferrara, Shakespeare house in Stratford, Goethe house in Weimar with its furniture, Kant's old hat, the autographs of a great man. These things, as Schopenhauer rightly remarks and gasps as with intense interest and awe by many who have never need read their works. Since Schopenhauer's since time, the craze for mere personal details at once fosters and fed by a newspaper, mere personal details as fosters and fed by a newspaper press, which in this matter has lost all sense of reticence and decency, has developed to an extent which may fairly be described as alarming, as the purely chatter which will be so called literally and periodicals frequently fill their pages only too eloquent proofs. So there there is much more evidence found about the historical material of their houses, of their furniture, of their other small and great things. But according to Harsan, a student is not much more interested in these historical things. So what means is that many periodicals or newspaper have published certain things which are beyond decency and reticences. So he developed to an extent fairly describe an alarming and crucial periodical frequently fill their pages only with eloquent proofs. So we must not mistake our interest in the external facts of literary biography. So we should not go to the what we say we should not go to the external things or external things facts of literary biography, which is generally an idle, often a vulgar interest for interest in literature itself. Our knowledge of these things, however widely and accurate for literary culture, this warning is opportunate for the of danger lest we do is simple, is real and urgent, and we may beast of the times that we at least our guard against it. The student the student of Carlyle, for instance, I take an example. He takes an example which at once suggests itself, and then it would be difficult to select one more immediate to the point. We'll find much, so the we will leave our discussion of biography here, in which we understand that our interest must not be to the external facts of biography. We should go beyond that, and we should understand what is the actual meaning or actual purpose of reading biography, or their account of life. So till the next topic, take care.